Good morning to everyone, especially to our Professor Chi Robles. I am Julian Abringue together with my group members, Miss Mary Grace Villafane, Miss Erica May Tinedero, Renela Rose Ramiso, and Miss Bianca Kyle Bocchio. So let's proceed to our topic entitled Focusing on Grade and Culturally Relevant Instructional Materials. So this is lesson 3. And for the learning objectives, at the end of this lesson, students are expected to identify the different sources of instructional materials for mother tongue instructions, evaluate instructional materials for mother tongue instruction vis-a-vis learning goal, distinctive features and grade level appropriateness, and choose on grade and culturally relevant materials in teaching mother tongue as a learning area. And to discuss the learning activities, here's Miss Renela.
Good morning, everyone. I am Renela Rosiremisa and I am the reporter. Learning activities. Activate. Where do you get the instructional materials in teaching mother tongue? So as an educator, I get my instructional materials in books. And if I want to use video clips like Kwentong Bambata, I can get it in YouTube. And analyze. What do you think is the learning goal of the instructional material? So I think the learning goal of instructional materials is to enhance the students' proficiency or kahusayan nila sa pagdating sa mother tongue. These include improving their reading, writing, and listening skills. Next po. Characterize the material. What is its purpose? So the purpose po ng instructional materials in mother tongue is to develop the proficiency in mother tongue. So dito is nakapaloob yung pag-enhance natin sa kanila ng pagbabasa at pagsulat at ng kanilang listening skills. What are its distinctive features? The distinctive features is comprehensive language learning. They provide a comprehensive approach to language learning, covering all aspects including reading, writing, speaking, and listening. What that format was used? So, the format of instructional materials can vary depending on the age group and learning objectives. Maaari tayong gumamit ng mga textbook, workbook, audio, and video materials. What is it about? The content of these materials is usually about the mother tongue language and often includes aspects of the associated culture. They cover language fundamentals like grammar and vocabulary, as well as a complex topic like literature and cultural expression. What grade level do you think this material can be used? So, mother tongue usually tinuturo siya sa garden, and early elementary. At this stage kasi, mas focus nila yung pag-introduce ng basic vocabulary and simple sentence, along with developing the student listening skills and speaking skills. Maaari tayong gumamit ng mga materials kagaya ng picture books, simple stories, song, and games. Abstract. In choosing the instructional materials, you just need to remember two important criteria. First is the material must be on grade. So, dapat yung materials na gagamitin natin is appropriate sa grade level ng mga learners natin. And culturally relevant. Dapat yung gagamitin natin yung materials is makaka-relate din yung mga learners natin. Next po. Below is a summary grid. developed by Malone 2000 that shows the common characteristic of graded reading materials. Reading for new readers. New readers realize that written texts have meaning, so we can use small books and alphabet pictures as a materials. Reading for learners who are gaining fluency helps reader to gain confidence in using print literature for learning and enjoyment. We can use poster, games, activity books, and news sheets as a materials. Reading for learners who want to read in another language that they understand and speak. Provide information about the vocabulary and grammar of the language that readers have learned so they can use the language oral and written for higher level thinking and learning. So dito is pwede tayong gumamit ng dictionary. Reading for learners who have become lifelong readers and learners. Provide readers with information and ideas that are relevant to their life. Affirm their heritage, language, and culture. They help them learn about the world outside their community. We can use traditional poetry, music, legend, myths, and history. We can also use newspapers and biographies as a materials. That's all. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Grace Villapane. I'm here to report this topic. So, first po is, learning goal. So, what is the learning goal of instructional materials nga ba? So, bilang isang teacher, iisa lang naman po ang goals natin pag tayo po ay nagtuturo. Siyempre po, yun yung matuto yung mga bata. Siyempre, para mas ma-attach ang mga learners natin sa lesson na papag-aralan natin, kailangan sa una pa lang is interesting na yung makikita nila. Learning goal is objectives, yun yung gusto mo na ma-reach at the end of the lesson or an activity. Learning goal will help para maging smooth yung task, para po pag tuturo tayo, mas maiintindihan po nila. So, the second one is pictures. Yan. So, ito po isang content ng instructional materials or design na need natin i-indicate para madali makatch ng student, madaling makakatch ng attention ng mga learners po. The third one po is format. Ito po yung kung paano po ba natin iaayos yung instructional materials natin para po yung mga ginagawa po natin na lesson is mas maiintindihan po ng student. Sa content naman po is marami po tayong pwedeng iba't ibang paraan kung paano po mapupukaw yung attention ng mga learners natin. Siyempre merong PPT, presentation, videos, or visual, o textbook na maaari natin gamitin. Siyempre, bilang isang teacher po, dapat malikot yung imahinasyon natin sa paggawa po ng mga content natin. Siyempre po, mas importante yung kung ano ba yung nilalaman ng isang instructional materials. Like for example po is yung nilalaman ng instructional materials natin is to teach the correct spelling for the learners. Siyempre, kailangan po natin ng mga bagay na kung ano po bagay, tapos yung tatanong po natin sa kanila kung tas may words po, tas tatanungin natin sa nila kung anong correct spelling nan, ganun po. So sa grade level po, kasabi nga po ni Ma'am Ranela, dapat po is appropriate sa mga student yung gagawin po natin. Syempre, depende po sa grade level ng bata kung paano gagawa ng instructional materials. Like, for example po is kinder or grade 2, ang mga learners natin. So, need po natin gumawa ng mas makukulay na instructional materials o like, kailangan natin lagyan ng mga pictures na maaaring mapukaw yung attention nila. So, syempre po, kasi 'di ba sa pagpe-present ng ating instructional materials, pag nakita agad to ng mga bata, magugulat sila pag marami silang nakitang mga pictures o makukulay. Tas magiging interesado po sila sa magiging lesson nila na tuturo po ng teacher. So, ayan po, lesson synthesis. Lesson synthesis is a short but important part of the lesson where teachers can ensure that all students have learned. So, importante po para sa mga lower grade ang isang instructional materials, lalo na po kung pagdating sa mother tongue ang pag-uusapan. Siyempre po, para hindi mahirapan ng mga bata, kailangan natin gumawa ng isang instructional materials na gagamitin yung first language na natutunan ng bata sa kanilang tahanan, siyempre po. So, how did affect your learning experience? So, syempre, i-connect po natin to sa mga learners natin, di ba po? So, learning materials po is nakaka-apekto po sa mga bata dahil madalas po dito sila bumibase kung paano po sila matututo eh. Like for example po is yung learning materials po is halimbawa po, nakakagulo sa isip nila. So, mahihirapan po silang mag-focus sa topic na gusto nyo pong ipaliwanag sa kanila. So, kung kailangan po natin na gawin is, kailangan maaliwalas, hindi po distracting tignan yung instructional materials mo pagka po magtuturo ka. So, next po. So, developing on grade and culturally relevant instructional materials. So, ano nga, sabi ko, according to my research, high-quality, cultural relevant instructional materials can boost student learning by providing mirrors and windows. Mirrors reflect students' own experiences, while windows allow them to connect their own lives to the people, places, ideas, and events that have shaped the human experience. So, next po. So, the learning objectives po. At the end of this lesson, students are expected to recall a short story, poem, or any piece of literature using their mother tongue language. Analyze a piece of literature written in mother tongue to determine the basic elements of the story. Familiarize themselves with the guidance of developing materials for mother tongue instruction. Write, edit, and translate Level 1 story using their mother tongue language and create a storybook using their own story written in mother tongue. So, next po. So, here's the example po ng learning activities. So, activate. As a teacher of mother tongue, you can develop literature in a various ways. They can put their traditional oral literature in written forms. They can translate materials from one language to another. They can adapt materials from outside their community so that is relevant and interesting to local readers, and learners can make their own story as they gain fluency in reading and writing. So, the next reporter po is Ma'am Bianca.
Thank you, Mom Grace. Good morning to everyone. So, in this part, ang nakalagay po dito is, ang pagtuturo ng mother tongue dito sa Pilipinas ay di pa ganun kaunlad. Isa sa mga pangunahing hamon sa pagpapatupad ng MTB, MLE ay ang kakulangan ng on-grade na may kaugnayan sa kultura natin. Kultura ng pagtuturo. Kaya bilang isang guro ng mother tongue, tayo ay inaasahan na gumawa ng sarili nating instructional materials gamit sa ating subjects. Sa pamamagitan nito is makakapagturo tayo ng maayos and mas mabilis matututo yung bata. Next po. This is what teachers should keep in their mind before doing the instructional materials or before writing a story. The first one is who will read the story? What topics do you think would interest them? Second, why do you think this story was written? What was the goal of the writers for the reader? And the last one is, who and what the story about? Where and when did the story take place? Next po. In creating your own stories that you will use in teaching mother tongue as a language, it is vital that first identify clearly your audience, the purpose of the story, and overall plot of your story. Ito naman po yung part na kailangan po nating alamin habang ginagawa po yung story natin or instructional materials. The first one is, make sure to keep your story short and easy to read. So, since mga bata yung tinuturuan natin, so much better kung yung story po natin is direct to the point and wala na masyadong paligoy-ligoy para hindi nalilito yung mga bata and mabilis nilang maintindihan. The second one is, use natural, familiar language of your readers when composing your story. So since dito naman po is all about language. So yung mga bata, dito naman is all about language. So, mga bata po yung tinuturuan natin. So, dapat is wag po tayo masyadong gumamit ng mga malalalim na words para maintindihan po nila agad. And hindi na po sila magsasayang ng time para magtanong sa atin while they're reading. The third one is write people, place, activities, and experience that are familiar, relatable to your readers. In this part naman po is dapat po yung ilalagay po nating mga pangyayari or happenings is na-experience na rin po nila, like pagpunta po sa park, ganon din po yung magandang place na ilalagay po natin kapag gagawa tayo ng stories. The fourth one is create stories that can be pictured or illustrated to help your new readers understand the text better. Since po mga bata, mga malalawak ng imagination, so dapat din po or mas mainam na lahat ng nakalagay sa story natin is makatotohanan and makaka-relate po sila para mabilis nilang maintindihan yung binabasa po nila. And the last one is write for a specific person who you think represents the people who will read your story. Dito naman po siguro is applicable yung mga names na familiar sila, na mabilis po nilang matatandaan para hanggang paglaki po nila, malalaman pa rin po nila yung character ng kwento na yun. And that's all po. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Erica Maytenedero, and I will explain the abstract and apply. So in this part, you'll have the opportunity to illustrate your unique narrative. This exercise aims to enhance your storytelling skills while fostering cross-cultural communication and creativity. A, write your own level 1 story. B, editing your own or other group's level 1 story. Next po. So in this criteria, will the intended audience be interested in this story? Paano nga ba natin malalaman kung interested sila sa story natin? Siyempre, malalaman natin interested sila sa story through the reaction dahil doon natin malalaman kung nagustuhan ba nila yung stories o hindi. Will they understand the story? Dapat sa paggawa ng story ay malinaw yung pagkukwento mo, lalo na sa plot, characters, and place, and appropriate language. At para malaman natin kung talaga naintindihan nila, pwede tayong humingi ng feedback or magtanong about sa story. Do the parts of the story fit together well? The cohesion of a story relies on its structural integrity and thematic consistency. Yung story dapat ay connected to each other at maayos yung sequence or pagkakasunod-sunod. Does the ending fit with the rest of the story? A satisfying ending should resonate with the themes, tone, and characters arcs established throughout the story. Dito ay yung ending ng story dapat ay naayon dun sa pagkakagawa or pangyayari sa story mo. Like it gives you satisfaction ba or not? May kulang ba or wala? Kasi the ending can feel both inevitable and emotionally resonant. Language and mechanics. Is the language clear? Sa paggawa ng story, dapat ay yung sigurado tayong maintindihan ng magbabasa. Siyempre, lalo na mga bata, hindi pwedeng halo-halo yung lingwahe na gagamitin natin kasi possible na malito or hindi nila maintindihan. Does the intended audience understand and use this kind of language in their daily lives? Siyempre, mga bata yung tuturuan natin, mas mainam na Tagalog yung gagawin nating story or ibibigay natin sa kanila dahil yun naman yung lingwahe na palagi nilang ginagamit, lalo na sa bahay. And that's all. Thank you.
So, good morning again. I'm Juliana Bringue. So, this is part of the criteria which is the language mechanics. So, syempre, kung gumawa ka ng story or storybook, dapat alam mo yung mga words na dapat at hindi dapat ilagay. Kasi sabi dyan, is there anything you can take out? Are there any words, phrases, or sentence that are not necessary to make the writing clear and interesting? So, mga bata yung magbabasa, mga bata yung makakakita nun. So, dapat alam natin kung may mga hindi tayo pwede ilagay na words like yung mga bad words yun, yung hindi dapat mabasa na mag-stop. So, next is, are there any mistakes in the way the sentence are written? So, dapat kapag gagawa tayo ng story, isaalang-alang din natin yung grammar natin, kung tama ba, lalo na yung spelling. Next is, are there better or more interesting words that you can use? So, halimbawa, kapag alam natin na malalim yung word na gagamitin natin, and alam natin na for new readers yung story na ginagawa mo, dapat ibahin mo yung word na ilalagay mo, yung word na mas mauunawaan nila agad. And next is check natin kung may foreign words na pwedeng palitan with words from the local language. So halimbawa, may foreign words ka na alam, pero alam mo din na may alternative word sa local language natin. Example is yung word na hindi naman sa atin nagmula. Halimbawa, yung word na vieux monde, na ibig sabihin ay fashionable society. This word is from French, so imbis na vieux monde yung gamitin natin, pwede natin i-translate sa English or sa local language. And then next, translating your level 1 story. So, pag nagta-translate ng story as a mother tongue teacher, we should remember a good translation is all about translating meaning, hindi yung words. Yung pag-explain natin is malinaw at maiintindihan ng mga bata. Next is accurate. So, dapat yung translation natin is accurate pa rin sa mismong idea ng author. Hindi natin iibahin. Kumbaga, naka-align pa rin doon sa gustong i-point out ni author. Next is natural because it is written using a language that is similar to the intended readers. So, be natural, no? Huwag maging OA sa pag-translate. Kumbaga, nakasulat siya sa lengguwahe na alam at kayang basahin ng mga readers, lalo na kasi bata ngayon. Kaya, huwag nating baguhin. Next is, ask yourself. So, pag nag-translate ka, make sure na tin-translate mo na same pa rin sa original text ni author. Kumbaga, huwag mo i-release yung kwento, dapat align pa rin. Tapos dapat all the subpoints from the original text is included kasi hindi tayo pwedeng magtanggal o magbura ng mga subpoints na galing mismo sa original text kasi doon mismo nakikilala yung author dahil sa mga word na may pinpoints. And last is the language clear. Is the language clear and natural? So, kapag pag nag-translate ka na, make sure na yung language is malinaw at natural, walang ibang words na hindi maiintindihan, at higit sa lahat, yung language na ginamit is kayang basahin ng mga nasa community mo. Kasi kapag nag-translate, dapat naaayon dun sa mga taong magbabasa para maintindihan nila. And then B, putting the story into a book form. So, meron ditong simple guidelines provided with Malone 2013 on how you should create your illustration. So, sa A nakalagay, illustration should show only what is happening in the text. So, parang dito is dapat ang makikita lang is yung kung ano yung nangyayari or kung ano yung gustong sabihin sa teksto. Dapat iyon lang. Kumbaga, ito yung takbo ng story na dapat makita sa unang illustration. Illustration should be about people, places, and objects that are familiar to readers. So, syempre, hindi tayo pwedeng maglagay ng mga kung ano-anong ideas na kung ano lang yung pumasok sa isip natin. Isa rin natin, dahil hindi naman familiar ang readers sa mga, halimbawa, maglalagay ka ng alien doon. So, di ba, hindi naman kasi uso yung ganon. Saka hindi naman alam ng mga bata pa yon. So, iikot ang story sa mga tao, lugar, at bagay lang. And then C, people and objects will usually complete. Kumbaga, pag naglagay tayo ng picture, dapat, halimbawa, naglagay tayo ng picture ng tao. Kasi pag sinabing tao, dapat kompleto. May kamay, may paa, may ulo, may mga ganon. Hindi tayo pwedeng maglagay ng kalahati lang yung katawan. Kasi pag sinabing tao, lalo na kung sa bata may ipapakita, dapat, kumbaga, specific, di ba? Complete figures para mas maintindihan nila. And then B, last, illustration should fill most of the space that is provided. Yung mga lines dapat simple lang, walang unnecessary shading or details. Dapat wala masyadong space or vacanting graphic and story yun. And then yung lining ng mga sentences, word is nasa ayos. And then for criteria, so ito, criteria for grading the storybook. Story quality, 20 points. Yung quality ng story, if maganda ba yung cover ng book, and also yung nilalaman ng story. Clarity and appropriateness of language, 15 points. Kung maayos ba yung mga word and sentences, kung malinaw at madaling maintindihan. Creativity, description, 15 points. Yung paggawa mo ng story, yung takbo ng story, and also the design of the book, kung kaakit-akit mong basahin. And last is adherence to the instruction points, and then total of 55 points. And that's all. Thank you for listening.
Okay na?